Hello, everyone. How are you this evening? Hold on, I gotta get my screen going here. Okay, so we are Detox Made Simple. The reason I wanted to do this is a little late in the year. I think we're probably used to maybe a detox at the beginning of the year. But here's my logic behind this. Ideally, we should be flushing out toxins the more they come into us. So the more frequently we can flush things out, the actual better it is. Toxins, and we're going to talk about this in the webinar, toxins are really notorious for junking up cell membranes, not letting water get in, not letting nutrients get in, actually blocking hormone receptors. So the hormone's going to come along on the cell membrane. There's receptors. The hormone has to bind with that receptor, and then they communicate. That hormone is sending a signal. And what happens is toxins will actually make it very hard, if not impossible, to bind to that receptor. And a lot of folks don't know. They might really suspect that they have an underlying hormonal imbalance, a hormone issue, but they're not realizing that sort of these things go together. Detox and hormones almost are like hand in glove, because if that hormone is released and it can't bind to the receptor, it's going to stay in the circulation longer, and there's usually always a feedback loop for hormones that then is going to shut down the production of those hormones. So the body expects the hormone to be released. Like I said, the hormones are communicators released from a gland or an organ to go over here and have communicate, tell another organ, gland, or cells what to do. And if they can't bind, those receptors sort of get blocked with toxins. That cell membrane becomes toxic, it becomes shriveled, but as the hormones increase, it's a feedback loop to where they came from, that organ is going to stop making the hormones. So it's there's really profound instances here of why I think detox is so important. And I wanted to touch on that this evening as we go through that. So again, hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Susan Plank. Thank you so much for being here. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate. Pop up your hand, put them in the chat, and I will try to get them to them as timely as possible. So let's go ahead and just sort of dive right in. Okay. We have two phases of detoxification in our body. And so what we're seeing is enzymes. They're P450 enzymes produced in the liver that help our body detoxify. The whole process of detoxification is what is the easiest path? What is the path of least resistance to get food colorings, chemicals, toxins, perfumes, gasoline, whatever is cosmetics, whatever has gotten absorbed into us that is foreign to our body? It starts in our mother's womb. Whatever is foreign to us, our body needs to try to package up and get rid of. Like taking your garbage out, right? You put it in the garbage can, you haul it out there once a week, and it gets removed. So that's what these enzymes in the liver, and we have other organs. Our skin's an organ of detoxification. So through sweat, our lungs, we're exhaling, our kidneys, urination. So the preferred form of detoxification in our body is through urine, is out through the kidneys. But if something is more fat soluble, not water soluble, the liver is really going to kick in here, and it has to add things, subtract things, and these enzymes have to keep working on this toxin to get it to the point where it can actually be metabolized and got rid of in the body. So as you also know, possibly, that hormones are conjugated, meaning they're made active, and they're made inactive and gotten rid of by functions of the liver and out through the colon. So in some ways, hormones, we don't want them hanging around for very long. We don't want too much of any one hormone, because that will become toxic to the body. So in some ways, it's a twofold process. The toxins are going to affect the hormones, and if it affects the wrong hormones and another hormone increases, well, now that's going to add to the person's toxicity, where they're going to feel tired and bloated, overwhelmed, and they're just not going to feel good. So that is exactly the process. The phase one is to metabolize it. Phase two is let's get rid of it. Are we going to sweat it out? We're going to pee it out? We're going to poo it out? We're going to exhale it? How the heck are we going to get rid of it? So again, preference is always urinate out toxins, but some of them are really nasty toxins. And if you've never done a detox or even an anti-inflammatory diet, which I like to do the two together, chances are, folks, honestly, you are going to feel so much better in as little as 10 days. Joint pain, fatigue, digestive issues. We're going to clean up the diet. It helps support detoxification. You're getting obviously more vitamins and minerals when you're eating a cleaner, more nutritious diet than you are when things are packaged. Plus, the packaging and the processing of the food alone is part of the problem. So, I want to make sure, I don't want it to be too complicated. So we're going to eat what we've eaten. It's usually our whole lives by the time someone comes and decides they want to work with me, is to sort of hit the reset, the default button. We've got to flush out the things that we don't want in our body, that's blocking receptors, blocking pathways for more energy, and we need to get those things eliminated. A lot of constipation, things like that are caused by toxins. So one of my favorites here is NutriClear Plus. It's a great sort of pre-packaged, everything, little packets in there, 15-day metabolic cleanse, wonderful product. If you're looking at this and you're like, boy, I need to do something, I want to feel better and I'm just not sure what to do, this is it. This is what I would tell you to do. Give yourself 2 weeks, 15 days, do this, okay? I have them on special. I'm gonna try to keep them on special. I know we're having problems with back order, but I have my own 10-day detoxification, and this is a company I trust immensely, Biotics Research. Theirs is a 15-day detox. They're both going to be on special, hopefully through the end of the year, as long as we can keep the supply chains moving here. But either one, it's going to help you feel better. The difference between mine and theirs, like I said, is prepackaged. Mine, you get more powder. It's one big container. But with mine, you're getting 2 detoxes. So if you have a friend, spouse, somebody you're living with, roommate, hey, you can both knock it out here, and it really helps hit the reset button. Folks, the other thing I want you to realize right now, from now, next couple of weeks through the end of the year, folks gain on average 15 pounds from October through the holidays. 15 pounds. Most Americans on average have gained 20 pounds so far from the pandemic. So we're talking about a 35-pound swing from last spring, when we started with the pandemic, through the end of this year. 35 pounds. So we we have to change our ways. Every single client I have that's interested in losing weight, every single client, I want them to do a detox. It is the easiest way to change, to get cleaner eating, to change what the person is eating. And it is the fastest way, no matter what the person's symptoms are. It is the fastest way to get them feeling better, to get them the energy up, even a little bit of weight loss. And detox doesn't necessarily cause weight loss, but it definitely flushes out the old, cleans up the receptors, and sets us up for a path to success. In fact, it's one of the reasons I believe that our detox programs and our weight loss programs go hand in hand. It's one of the main reasons I think our wellness and weight loss programs are so successful at getting people feeling better, faster, sooner, and maintaining that throughout the course of their treatment. So again, the key word is balance. We're not going to, with a detox program, we're not looking at something, hey, we're going to do keto, where we're going to jack up the fat that we're eating and the protein, and we're not going to do vegan, vegetarian, where we're only eating fruits and vegetables. Folks, we have to have balance. Now, if you've been doing keto, right? If you are a vegan or vegetarian, there are still benefits to it. If you're a vegan, vegetarian, and you don't want to eat animal source meats, you still can benefit from a detox. We just want to make sure that you're getting enough protein, because that's one of the big concerns I have. So again, how does it work? We're going to formulate it so there's going to be a protein powder base that helps support blood sugar. You will actually drink a drink mix and you'll take some capsules. The capsules are going to metabolize the toxins that have been stored in our body. And why are toxins stored in our body? They're stored in our body because they're coming in so frequently. And our organs of detoxification and our digestive system, our elimination system gets overwhelmed. It can't get rid of the toxins fast enough. So it decides, hey, we have to put them someplace. Those of you, if you're old enough, and you remember the I Love Lucy with, I think it was the chocolate covered cherries and the conveyor belt. The conveyor belt speeding up and Lucy can't, package them fast enough. What's she start doing? She starts popping them in her mouth. That's the same thing when we're eating packaged and processed foods, and we're not eating as anti-inflammatory and naturally as we can. Those toxins are coming in so fast that the body's like, we just got to put them someplace. So like Lucy putting the candies in her mouth, those toxins are getting shoved in fat tissue, they're getting put in joints, they're put in bone. The body doesn't want to deal with them because it can't. It takes a lot of energy to package them up. And usually the person's dragging as it is, right? They don't have a lot of energy. So the body wants to deal with them once. So the herbs and the vitamins in the capsules as part of a detox is to help mobilize these, bring them back out of storage in the fat tissue, bone, and joints, bring those out. Let's repackage it. Let's get it back in the circulation so then the kidneys, the liver, the skin can deal with it and get rid of it. So again, a lot of intestinal health. Again, I said earlier, constipation is huge when detoxification is an issue. Folks that have elevated liver enzymes, those gallbladder enzymes are affected because typically not only is that a high fatty diet, but there's a lot of toxins going in, and the liver trying to filter this stuff out cannot keep up with it. So don't forget, the liver has a detoxification function, but over here, it also has an elimination function. And if they start to overwhelm each other, if the detoxification overwhelms the elimination, you're going to see constipation, or you're going to see things just going straight through the person because the body's trying to get rid of it as quickly as possible. So there's no need to worry. This is definitely doable. It is easy, folks. You get a list. Hey, these are anti-inflammatory foods. Let's stay away from the packaged things. Let's stick with healthy, high vitamin, high mineral foods. I want you eating real food. And then you're going to be taking a drink mix and taking some supplements each day. You definitely can do this. It's like I said, if you're looking to feel better, if you're looking for what is my one next best step to feel better, to have more energy, to start losing weight, to regulate my digestive function, elimination, detox is it. In my opinion, detoxification is the answer. So do you need one? Like we talked about, when we were fetuses in our mother's womb, we were dependent on our development of what she ate. And so years ago, women were still smoking. And so we saw that have effects on fetuses and babies. And so now we shifted to where, of course, there's not as much smoking when women are pregnant, but now almost everyone is microwaving food and putting plastic containers in microwave for time, speed, saving time, right? Everything is fast paced. When you give up that fast paced, you give up nutrition to make things fast paced, you are going to be consuming toxins. You just are. Absolutely, without a doubt. So do you really need one? Like I said, it would be my go-to suggestion for any person that wants to improve their health. Get more energy, lose some weight, change digestive function. I don't care what the person's symptoms are or the condition they're suffering from. I think detoxification at some point is going to play a role, if not possible. Is it possible to escape toxins? Not really, honestly. Like I said, in the packaging, if you're using a microwave, the packaging of foods, what you're eating, cosmetics, deodorants, the air we're breathing. If you live in the city and you're getting more, smog, if you, heaven forbid, if you are a smoker, if you are drinking, right? If you're drinking soda, all these things are putting a burden on the body. Food colorings, pick up any package, and can you read the ingredients? Do you know what the ingredients are? Because if you can't read them, and it's not, hey, that's tomato, that's, eggplant, that's, if you can't read the ingredients, if you have no idea what the ingredients are, they're toxins. Okay? So you cannot escape it. I highly recommend it. So next I want to turn what is in your fridge, right? So start pulling out some things because, hey, we're towards the end of summer here, going into fall. So do me a favor, go grab some, I'm sure you have a bottle of barbecue sauce in there or some other condiment, salad dressings. Pull those out. Take a look at the ingredients. It can actually be very scary. You're a yogurt eater, right? Probably a lot of people will think it's God's gift for weight loss. Not necessarily, but that's a different webinar. But if you pull out your yogurt, is there sugar in there? Are you eating yogurt with fruit? If you are, please stop because they're adding sugar to make it palatable. So I really want you to be able to understand this because it's really very basic. On your next trip to the grocery store, I want you to walk in the store, and whether you turn left or right to go to the produce section, and then you just stay on the outside those walls. So you walk in the front, make a left or right, you stay on one wall, you go to the back, which is usually maybe the meat, poultry, and then you're going to come out another side and out the checkout. Okay, everything you need is on the outside walls. It's called perimeter shopping. If you haven't heard that term before, but maybe you have, please stay out of the freezer section. Please stay out of the individual aisles. Things are going to be dehydrated. They're going to be processed, enriched, repackaged. and put there for shelf life. And shelf life for dehydrated foods so they can last 2 to 7 years is great for a Twinkie. But I don't think we want to start processing our organs to do that, because we've already done it, and that's where the toxins are coming from. Another very important, please move as much as you can. I know, some folks are stuck at home and not feeling, necessarily safe, but if you can get out and walk around your neighborhood on these cool nights in the morning, take the dog for a walk, take your grandchildren out and play in the backyard. I want you to keep moving as much as possible, because it's wonderful for getting rid of lymph, which helps with detoxification. Also recycling the water, gets things flushing, the heart pumping, just wonderful, wonderful for detoxification. The next thing, I really want you to consider your sleep, we'll call it sleep hygiene. If you're one of these ones that you go to bed and then you're laying in bed and you're watching Netflix, you're watching a movie, you're on your screen, you're up till 2 or 3 in the morning or something, you're just not getting the rest, you're not sleeping well, please consider, just try it for 1 or 2 nights. Shutting the screen off, make the bedroom, your bed, a no screen, no movie, no social media, just make it just for sleeping. And let's see how you do, okay? Stress, boy, we just touched on it. It will affect your sleep, but it's also, it's one of those things that it really is going to affect what you're eating. It's going to affect your hormones. We have adrenal stress hormones, and when you're stressed, you want comfort. And what do we do when we want comfort? We eat carbs typically, and carbs tend to be processed, and they're going to elevate our blood sugar. So you can see it just starts, one step leads to the next step, and it's understandable, but it's wrong. If you really want to feel better, I want you to really worry about your sleep, worry about hydration, and try to get your stress manageable. Prayer, meditation, yoga, Pilates. Is there something you can do to get your mind more centered on you and not out and about on someone else or work or something else? So journaling is just fantastic to help with stress management. Take those thoughts that you're having and put them down. If you're on your computer, open up a Word document, send an email, but get it out of you and just write it down. It gives you this objectivity to it. And the reality of it is you might not even need to go back and review it. But if you do, if you're a week or 2 down the road, you come back and go, wow, I got myself so worked up, so stressed out over that situation. And it really was a no-brainer. I didn't have any issue with that at all. So please set yourself up for success. And, we're not very good at compartmentalizing these things. So, toxins don't just stay in one part of the body. Stress doesn't just stay in one part of the body. You think it just stays in your shoulders, but it's really affecting your overall well-being. So part of the detox is really returning to nature. Part of, let's get back to the basics, the sleep patterns, the eating, right? Foods that are natural, healthy foods. Water that's clean water, not necessarily water in a plastic bottle. You got to watch even tap water. It's been added with fluoride and things like that. I love a zero filter, at you 30, 35 bucks. You can really, honestly, once you get used to it, you can taste the difference in just your tap water of filtering out some of the additives that have been. So please look, even the smallest change you make, if you make one change and you stick to it, you're improving your health. You've made the next best step for you in improving your health. And like we've talked about, the stubborn fat absolutely is related to toxins and toxin buildup. We talked about stress and reaching for carbs, cravings for carbs. It dries up blood sugar. If we don't burn it off right away, if we don't go for that walk, it's going to hang around our midsection. We're going to start at the hips, thighs, buttocks, the beer belly, right? Fat tends to be made up of toxins. And for many, many of my clients, we have to repeatedly flush out toxins. Okay, we have to repeatedly go through and reset the eating and improve the water, which as the water improves, the fat comes off. So it depends on the person's metabolism. It depends on their eating habits. But boy, we do it right. It really sets the stage for nice weight loss and controlling blood sugar. So I really want you to avoid obesogens. They are in plastics, so plastic, water in plastic bottles. Sometimes you just can't get around it. Nalgene is a nice alternative, a nice Nalgene water bottle. But the biggest thing for me is please, if you're using a microwave, do not put plastic, do not reheat your food in plastic container in a microwave. I'd prefer you even get away from using a microwave and go back to the stove to heat it, sort of the old-fashioned way, air fryer maybe. But these things the plasticizers in plastic do interrupt receptors and are known as obesogens. So we have covered quite a bit here. And like I said, it's one of my go-to. Every single weight loss client I have, I highly recommend the detox to get things started. It's a really nice way to shift the eating and start eating anti-inflammatory. It's really unfortunate folks have gotten online, and I think detoxes sort of scare folks, and they get nervous and anxious about a detox or what's going to happen to their body. And most of the time they're pleasantly surprised because their joint pain goes away, their energy improves, and their elimination improves in, like I said, as little as 10 days. So I do have any other resources and reading if you're interested. I thank you so much for being here. Let me check the chat. We don't have any questions. But thanks so much for being here. I really appreciate it. Thanks again. And I do want to let me share this with you and get back to, well, let me share this with you. This is, again, my personal detox. It is a fantastic way to hit the reset, do it with a friend. You can see it's 20% off right now. Markdown, and my hope is to be able to offer that through the fall and into the rest of the year. So we definitely want to change your eating to transform your body, and this is a great way to get started. So again, folks, thank you so much for being here. Here is the link. Let me pop that link into the chat, and there you go. So you have the link to get you straight to my detoxification program. Thanks again for being here. I really appreciate it. Have a great night. Take care now. Bye-bye.